What's up, brothers and sisters? Thanks for joining me for yet another doobie break. As you can see, I am well underway on this doobie, and I'm joined by Kush. This is the fifth in the series of the doobie breaks. We started off the month of November with the video, The Last Ride of 2020, on November the 3rd. Thanks for coming along for that. It's always good to have you in my company. Then we did Dip, Dip, and Swing. So that was a little bit of drone footage and some kayaking. Kayaking, unfortunately, has not been a priority for 2020 as other things have taken precedence. But we enjoyed ourselves in that video. And then I did a doobie break on the 9th. And I saw this pattern. It's like doing a video every 3 days. So I did, for my subs, a doobie break, and that got a lot of decent traction, 89 views. This is Abigail. She is about 7,800 years old. She is deaf, and she may yell at us during this video. Or she may throw up, one of the two. But, yeah, and then we went to the doobie break, and that was on the 12th, 65 views. Again, some great interaction with you folks. And then we did the doobie break trim jail edition. I guess this doobie is actually working, eh? That was pretty spectacular. And I don't know if you guys have noticed during the course of these doobie breaks that I've actually been trying to change it up so it wasn't the same thing, aside from, you know, enjoying a puff together, so to speak. Then I had an idea that I wanted to, and as I put forth in the last doobie break, which was the longitude and latitude of Puncy Mountain up the road, and again, a little bit of a history lesson, which folks seem to appreciate, but what I've noticed over these last 4 previous videos is my analytics show that my views and the duration of watch time is just grinding to a halt. So I had another idea. I had a couple of ideas for the subsequent doobie breaks that were supposed to fill up this month with a video every 3rd day, and you're actually watching a hard right departure on what I was going to do. I was going to do something that was going to be, 180 degrees different from the last video. That last video was 9 minutes and change. Just for the record, that was 3 hours of my time to edit that. I do enjoy editing, and again, the whole essence of the doobie breaks and a video every 3 days was to stir up the creative juices, work on my editing skills, and just have a challenge put forth so that every time I had to come up with some content, I didn't want it to be the same old thing. I wanted it to be somewhat entertaining, humorous, informative, educational, what have you. Today is the 20th of November. Here in British Columbia, the health czar or overlord of dictating what we as individuals and human beings can and cannot do under the auspices of general health and safety for the public. I guess now it's a mandatory mask province, along with other places where stupidity abounds. I fucking kid you not. I am so damn appreciative and thankful of being where I am. There's stupidity everywhere. You can move into the middle of fucking nowhere with 10 people, and 2 or 3 are going to be fucking idiots. Guaranteed. You know this, I know this. It's just the foibles of putting together human beings. Have you seen what's gone on in Australia? in the southern states of Australia, the southern provinces, territories, whatever the fuck they're called, they've had some pretty stringent things going on the last little while to sort of condition the population, society as a whole. And one of the things that came to fruition over the last couple of days that I saw was just asinine. I think there's a 7-day period or something like that where only one person from a household can go out. There'll be no exercising outside. You're not even allowed to walk your dogs. I'm not making this shit up. We see what's coming. They've said and shown us what the new normal is going to be as they build back better. Everything that's going on with the restructuring of the world and the restructuring of our lives and how we carry about our businesses and interact amongst each other, it's literally, no wonder they termed it the Great Reset. You know, when you have the World Economic Forum fucking months ago coming out with the Great Reset, and then when you have people online talking about, oh no, they're going to do the Great Reset, and then you have fact checkers saying, oh no, that's it's this crazy dystopian Orwellian world that 2020 became on planet Earth. It's ridiculous. I'm empathetic towards what's going on for people all over the world. I feel the energy of the planet, and try as I might to put forth, bless up, give thanks for the gift that is each day. Even out here, I feel the weight of it, and it harkens back to, it reminds me of in 2015 when the federal government, which is just a fucking joke, I guess all GovCorp is a joke, but in 2015 they had a mandate that they were going to legalize cannabis in Canada. Legalizing cannabis is basically just handing cannabis over to corporate entities so that they can run the show and dictate the rules and regulations about a plant. It's never killed anybody. 3 words the Canadian government used: control, restrict, and regulate. And this is what they were going to do for a plant. If you look at what's happened in 2020, they've taken a world population and they've basically fear-mongered it to the point where they now control, restrict, and regulate every facet of our lives. And it's going to continue to accelerate in that general direction. It's going to get a lot worse. I wish I could say it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better. But what is better? What is better? Is everyone vaccinated with their COVID poison? Does that make things better? I saw something, where was it recently? It was in Europe. It was in Portugal. I think it was Portugal. And what had happened was the federal government in that country was mandating mandatory vaccinations for the population. And these folks basically took it upon themselves to go to their federal city or whatever the fuck it was. That's a good half a doobie, by the way. Wow. I got another doobie on deck. Folks went to the main city, the capital city, and for 9 days, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, thousands upon thousands of people banged pots and pans in protest. Now, on a global level, GovCorp has its agenda, which it is obviously fulfilling. They're telling us exactly what they're doing. And they have always done that because that is part of the evil mandate. You have to let those know, let those that you're going to be doing shit to know what you're going to do to them. And we see that. We see that on a regular basis. If I have to explain these things to you, then you need to take a trip down the rabbit hole and find out what you need to find out, because obviously things on the surface are not as they seem. But the reality is, everything that they're doing to us, they've told us. Back in March, when I made the video Covidiocracy, or no, it's a coincidence. I made a few fucking videos on this topic over the course of the year. Information shared by other people that were doing research laid out what they were going to do. And everything that they said that they were going to do, they are doing. They are instituting it on a global level around the world, and for the most part, and this is what's disheartening to me. And I guess it's the meat and potatoes of why I'm just sitting down and having a doobie break with you and talking about what's going on in my fucking head and how I'm feeling. From watching my views go down and the lack of interest, manifest itself with what I'm doing, creativity. All right. So I'm not going to edit that out. To the oppressive weight that is on humanity's shoulders right now. It is something else. Literally, up is down, black is white, night is day. Put forth as much positivity as you can, as much love as you can. Manifest your own reality. I live out here and I do what I do, and I'm not ignorant to what's going on in your lives or the lives of other people or in quote-unquote city life. But being somewhat removed, I'm not affected by it on a day-to-day basis. But I actually am. It's not like I'm also sitting here watching the news. I don't watch TV per se. Download torrents, watch shows or information that I want to watch. Same with BoobTube, right? You go on the old YouTube, and there's car stuff, adventure stuff, motorcycle stuff, fitness stuff, survival stuff, that kind of content. So I'm not inundating myself with the negativity of the mainstream media. Having removed myself from social media to some extent, except for, the occasional foray onto my wife's Facebook to look at our business pages and make the odd comments, and of course Instagram. I'm not being inundated by the negativity and the fear-mongering I see day to day that some people sit there and they drink copiously and they just sort of regurgitate it. And I can understand why they're living in some fucking heightened state of fear and sitting in their fucking house with their mask on with hand sanitizer and gloves so they don't get COVID from their cats. I don't fucking know, but it is insane. And it weighs heavy on my mind. It weighs heavy on my heart and on my soul. What would I like to see happen? Well, cyclically, we know that our planet experiences actual resets, the Great Reset. We get all fucking shaken up like a snow globe. Bunch of us fucking survive in some way, shape, or form, and eventually we get back to a point over X amount of time where, I don't know, history repeats itself, does it not? When do we learn? What would I like to see happen? On a very simplistic level, what I'd like to see happen is I'd like to see us as a species figure shit out. And by that, I mean figuring shit out. Again, there's so many cultural differences that we're all not going to get along. We just aren't. Even if we're micromanaged by some world global governance, which it's going to happen real soon. I'm also thinking E.T. is going to show up, but I think it's going to be their version of E.T., which is supposed to be some way of scaring us into fucking working together in a global community. Or E.T. is going to show up and point his finger at you. You must hold hands and sing Kumbaya. No. But I'd like to see us be able as a species to go back to the way it used to be when things were in simpler times. And I'm not talking like, maybe the 70s or the 80s or something stupid like that, or the 90s. I'm talking about when we as a species on this planet, what you needed to do for the day to survive was what you needed to do for the day to survive. And that was what was on your plate. That's what you thought about. You weren't thinking about, I got a mud hut over there and I want to put an extension on it so I can put my whatever. Yeah, just the trivial shit. DBs are working great. What I guess I mean is we used to have an appreciation for the simple things in life, the day-to-day, those that were in our lives, our environment, the utilization of commodities in our environment. We didn't used to waste things. When we process an animal, we would use all parts of the animal. They conditioned a lot of the world to only want eating specific cuts of meat, and lots of shit gets wasted or turned into other products like dog food or glue or clothes or fucking cell phones. I don't fucking know. An appreciation for ourselves and those that we share our lives with. The appreciation of our environment, making the most of each day, because again, I say it's a gift, and it is, because one day those gifts run out and you don't get any more. What happens then? I don't know. Do you? Is it the get out of fucking jail free card? I firmly believe that our energy goes back into the cosmos, so to speak, and we begin the real journey of space trucking. Who fucking knows? These are the questions that we ponder. These are the questions that have consumed humanity's minds through all of time, across the eons, in whatever manifestation we have come through. We always get to the point where we question our existence, we question those that govern us, we question our brothers and sisters around the planet. We question simply why.